blue Guiding Eyes logo on a white background. A video backdrop of the pond at our Yorktown Heights campus with the title Guiding Eyes for the Blind presents the class of November 2019. Anne and Haskell walk briskly along on a plant-lined sidewalk. Haskell looks up at the camera with a focused expression while in harness. Haskell waits patiently as Anne prepares to board a downward escalator at the mall. Anne and her black lab guide dog Haskell walk together on a sidewalk on a sunny day. Haskell guides Anne on the sidewalk past a residential house festively decorated for Halloween. Congratulations to the raisers of Haskell, the Flint family. Cindy and guide dog Delta walk side by side on a colorful tree-lined street. Yellow lab Delta sits and looks thoughtfully at the camera. Delta guides Cindy around orange cones on a residential street with an instructor following. Cindy works guide dog Delta alongside the grass on a tree-lined street with an instructor trailing behind. Cindy and Delta wait together at the curb of a red brick crosswalk. Congratulations to the raiser of Delta, Karen Housechild. Crystal works her black lab guide dog Harry on the sidewalk parallel to the grass. Harry lays in a down position underneath Crystal's chair and looks up at the camera. Crystal and Harry walk quickly together on the sidewalk on a sunny day. Crystal reaches into her treat pouch to reward Harry on a job well done after successfully reaching the curb. Harry checks in with Crystal at the curb after successfully crossing the street. Congratulations to the raisers of Harry, the Atland family. Curt walks confidently down a shady sidewalk guided by his black lab Quincy. Quincy sits with a serious expression while posing for a photo. Curt and Quincy walk briskly together on the sidewalk parallel to a parked car. Quincy leans his head back to check in with Curt after reaching the curb. Curt smiles as he bends down to praise Quincy for a job well done after successfully targeting the curb. Congratulations to the raisers of Quincy, Christy Gatton and the Blomshield family. Doug and Beatrice walk towards the camera on a cloudy day. Doug reaches into his treat pouch as Beatrice patiently waits in a down position while inside a grocery store. Doug sits in a chair during a quiet moment with his yellow lab guide dog Beatrice at his feet. Beatrice sleeps soundly on her side next to Doug's chair. Beatrice smiles up towards Doug while standing at his side. Congratulations to the raisers of Beatrice, the Moore Chiquino family, and Leanne Leverone. Karen and Marco walk briskly across a crosswalk on a sunny fall day. Male yellow lab Marco sits and looks at the camera with a thoughtful expression. Karen and her yellow lab guide dog Marco walk side by side on a tree-lined sidewalk. Marco guides Karen down the sidewalk on a crisp fall day. Marco waits patiently at the curb after crossing the street with his handler Karen. Congratulations to the raisers of Marco, the Erickson family. Jasmine and her yellow lab guide dog Ben pose for the camera inside the shopping mall. Ben sits in harness in front of the glass doors at the Guiding Eyes training school. Ben checks in with Jasmine after reaching the red brick curb at a street crossing. Jasmine and Ben walk confidently across the street together on a cloudy day. Ben and Jasmine walk side by side after exiting the sliding glass doors of a movie theater. Congratulations to the raisers of Ben, the Russell family, and Alexandra Maimone. Kayla and Geoffrey sit side by side on a stone wall and smile for the camera. Kayla smiles after Geoffrey successfully targeted the glass doors at the entrance to a bank. Black lab guide dog Geoffrey guides handler Kayla on a tree-lined sidewalk. Geoffrey sits beside Kayla on the front porch while they smile at the camera for a photo. Geoffrey guides Kayla down a sidewalk parallel to a tall building. Congratulations to the raisers of Geoffrey, Rachel McQuay and Gabriella Bonofiglio. Ralph reaches into his treat pouch to reward his yellow lab guide dog Destiny after reaching the curb. Destiny lays on her side with a silly expression as Ralph kneels down and practices putting black booties on his pup's front feet. Destiny sits and looks at the camera with a thoughtful expression. Ralph and Destiny work together on the sidewalk on a sunny day. Ralph leans down to give Destiny a pet after reaching the curb at the end of the sidewalk. Congratulations to the Raisers of Destiny, the Cromwell Reed family, and the Birks family. Leslie and her black and tan German Shepherd guide dog Neil walk side by side and approach the double glass doors inside of Alumni Hall. Neil sits on the floor of Alumni Hall and smiles happily towards the camera. Leslie kneels down and lovingly wraps her arms around Neil. Leslie shares a smile with Neil during a quiet moment in Rosie's cafe. Neil guides Leslie down the traffic chute in Alumni Hall towards a green shopping cart pushed by a trainer. Congratulations to the Raisers of Neil, Dan and Amy Mueller, and Tara and Eric Schatz. Tava and Quentin work together down the sidewalk, closely followed by an instructor. Quentin checks in with Tava after successfully reaching the red brick curb. Quentin sits and looks at the camera with a peaceful expression. Tava works guide dog Quentin on the tree-lined sidewalk. Tava and her yellow lab Quentin walk towards the camera on a brick red crosswalk, closely followed by an instructor and another guide dog team. Congratulations to the Raisers of Quentin, Lou Moseley and Robert Hart. We thank this month's sponsors for their generosity. Congratulations to my good friend and fellow board member Curt Landtroop and guide dog Quincy. Thank you for all you have done for Guiding Eyes for so many years. Wishing you and the class of November 2019 happy trails and wagging tails. From Nancy and John Donnelly. Sponsorship of this graduation ceremony is to celebrate Cynthia Chiarello's 80th birthday from her family. We are pleased to sponsor today's graduation. Congratulations to the graduates and their wonderful dogs. Many thanks to the trainers, volunteers, and puppy raisers who made today possible. From Betsy and Charlie Pine. We gratefully acknowledge the Fain family for their support of our online streaming capabilities. We end with the Guiding Eyes blue logo on a white background. Slideshow by Zoe Bennett. Congratulations, graduates!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us here today. My name is Miranda Beckman. I've had the privilege and the great joy to be this month's class supervisor. I'd like to welcome you all to our graduation here at Guiding Eyes, as well as I want to welcome all the folks that are with us via YouTube, our at-home audience. All right, this month, I would like to start introducing our graduating class. From Cold Spring, New York, we have Curt Landtroop and his dog Quincy. From Hendersonville, North Carolina, we have Tava Carter and her dog Quentin. From Bowling Green, Kentucky, we have Crystal Davis with her guide dog Harry. From Plainfield, New Jersey, we have Jasmine Ben with guide dog Ben. From Bellingham, Washington, we have Leslie Weilbacher and guide dog Neil. From Wilmington, Delaware, we have Karen E. Hodgkin and her guide dog Marco. From Franklin, New Jersey, we have Ann Bronstein and guide dog Haskell. From Pendleton, South Carolina, we have Cindy Council and guide dog Delta. And all the way from Temple, Texas, we have Ralph Fuentes and guide dog Destiny. This month, we also have 2 graduates through our home training department. Douglas Fitzsimmons and guide dog Beatrice were trained by Graham Buck in Home City, Pennsylvania, as well as Kayla Reed was trained with guide dog Geoffrey by Nikki Wentz in East Helena, Montana. So congratulations go out to our home training teams as well. At this point in the program, I'd like to have Tom Panic join us. He's our president and CEO.
The shortest distance ever guided by a dog. It was 2 feet, students, from my seat to the podium. So, welcome to winter. It's cold, but in here we're warm, and we're warmed by our beautiful, wonderful Guiding Eyes dogs. I'd like to first start out by thanking our graduation sponsors. It's incredibly important to have the support of our donor community in order to accomplish what we do here today. And our first sponsor is in honor of a very special person that graduated in class today, and that is in honor of Quincy and Curt Landtroop. Our good friend, John Donnelly, chairman, and his wife Nancy have sponsored Curt and Quincy and the team, wishing them happy trails and wagging tails. A warm round of applause. And we'll hear from Curt in a little bit as one of our graduate speakers. We have a new graduation sponsorship level. The first one was the guiding sponsor, which John did. We also have a second level, which has to do with the training. So we have guiding sponsor, our training sponsor, and this is in honor of Cynthia. Mom, where are you, Cynthia? Are you in the room today? Okay, here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to sing you happy birthday, 80th birthday. However, I need some help here from the students. After every time we sing happy birthday, I need to hear the woof, 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 okay? So your best woofs, and audience, you can help with us. So Cynthia, here we go. Happy birthday to you, woof, woof, woof. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. And our puppy sponsor, which is our third level of sponsorship, is going to be Charlie and Betsy Pine. Thank you so much raising and sitting our dogs. Thank you, Charlie and Betsy. This week we had an opportunity to host guide dog schools from around the United States and Canada. And one of the things that we recognize is that we are a community together, helping people with vision loss be able to achieve their life goals. And it really takes not only a community of raisers, donors, as well as guide dog mobility instructors here in the room, but really it's a worldwide effort. The number of people who will lose their vision will double by 2050. Which means we all have to continue to work together to provide them with these beautiful, wonderful dogs. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this a charity that you support, whether it's from your pocketbook, from your time, or whether it's just through the love that you provide these graduates with your dogs. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for supporting Guiding Eyes for the Blind. I'd next like to welcome our Vice President of Training Programs, Kathy Zabricki, to the stage.
Thank you, Tom, and welcome everyone. Graduations are very special events at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. It's not only an opportunity to come together to celebrate, but it's also an opportunity for us to thank the very many people who came together to make this day a reality. And I came across a quote the other day that really touched my heart, and I really would like to share it with you. A generous soul can see the whole picture, the more significant aspects of life, and the true nature of being human. I'd like to ask all our puppy raisers to please stand up. You are truly generous souls who have opened your hearts and your homes to a Guiding Eyes for the Blind puppy. There are moments that thank you doesn't seem enough, but thank you. And please know that we are very, very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. So thank you for your continued support for us. Thank you. I'd also like to introduce another group of people who worked tirelessly together to make today possible. Miranda, Dan, Amy, and Kat, you've done a wonderful job of preparing these teams for success, and you have truly embraced what it means to be in service. I'd also like to thank our running guides specialist, Nick Speranza and Mike Raziopo. Nick, your enthusiasm for this program is infectious, and Mike recently joined Guiding Eyes for the Blind, so congratulations, Mike, on completing your first class. And Megan, thank you for the many ways you provided support to this team and to this class to keep things running smoothly and seamlessly. It's not an easy task. It's kind of daunting at times. So thank you very much for everything you've done. I'd like the whole Team November to please stand up. And graduates, a little less than 3 weeks ago, we were sitting in this room, as you heard for the first time, the name of the dog chosen to be your partner. And for me, it's such a privilege and a joy to be able to share in that experience with the class. The energy in the room becomes alive with excitement and anticipation as each person waits patiently, or sometimes not so patiently, to hear their dog's name. After that, though, the real work begins, and you have all worked so hard to realize your dream of graduating with the Guiding Eyes for the Blind guide dog. Congratulations to all of you. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who serves as vice chair on the board of directors for Guiding Eyes for the Blind, and also a longtime Guiding Eyes graduate. Please join me in welcoming Curt Lantroop.
There you go. Okay. Well, anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today in celebration of this graduation. And Kathy, thank you so much. I've known Kathy for many years, and she and her team of guide dog mobility instructors, or trainers, as I used to know them, has done a wonderful job. They continue to be a wonderful job and make our school the best school in the world, guide dog school in the world. I'm Curt Lantroop. This is my 7th dog. I got my first dog when I was 2 years old. I've been on the board of Guiding Eyes for 21 years as well. You know, in thinking about me talking to you today, with you today, I thought of a couple of things and kind of bullet points. And one was, I'm a lucky guy. The next one might surprise you, but you need to be blind for 6 months. And the last thing is overwhelmed. So I'll explain myself here. I'm a lucky guy. I'm going to describe something that happened to me. But first, I'm going to read something from the Guiding Eyes questionnaire. It says, how has having a guide dog impacted your life? My answer, just to be able to pick up the harness and walk quickly, confidently, safely to anywhere I darn well please. In 1985, I woke up to the sound of crashing rain and wind on my window, and it was the middle of Hurricane Gloria, 60, 70 mile per hour winds in Manhattan. But I worked at General Motors Asset Management as a money manager, and the Federal Reserve was going to be open that day, so I knew I had to be there. So I donned my clothes and went out into the maelstrom, rain, wind, and I was saying, oh my God, I hope nothing comes off a roof and gets me. And I said, oh, and I started walking. And I lived about 3/4 of a mile from the GM building at 59th and 5th, or that's where the GM building was. And so ultimately it was just something that I didn't think about. I just said, I have to be at work. And the person I worked with lived in Princeton. I knew he wasn't coming in, so someone had to come in. So, and in any case, it was trying, but I made it. And as I walked into the GM building, I heard a shriek that was louder than the hurricane outside. And it was a head of personnel. And she said, why are you here? And I said, well, I have a job to do. I like my paycheck. And she said, we just closed the building. So I guess, what it does is it tells you, it gives you the confidence. And I'm talking about people in my class and this month, and all of those people who get guide dogs and choose this as a way of getting around and mobility. It brings you so much opportunity, and for that I'm so very grateful. Now, blind for 6 months, that's a little strange. Now, I can tell you two things that might lend support to that. Is one, that since I can't see, I can look out and feel comfortable talking to you because I don't see the sea of faces and I don't have to deal with the eye contact. Also, I will share something with you. If I told my mom this, she would say, you're crazier than a hoot owl. Now, I don't know how many of you in this room have ever heard of that expression, but that my mom was deep West Texas, so maybe it was only in that part of the country that they use that term. But in any case, what I'm getting at here is, and I've only told some very close friends of mine, and today I'm a little emotional, and I said, you know what, I'm going to tell everybody that I've had this feeling that I said, it's not easy being blind. It isn't at all. Well, never, but what it does, what I'm saying here is that at Guiding Eyes, I have gotten 7 guide dogs and experienced this training 7 times. And it's a wonderful feeling that you go from coming in the first day and getting a guide dog and say, well, this is the sky's the limit now. I can fly. And you meet the finest trainers in the world, the best dogs in the world, and your life is opened up. And that's what I mean by the concept of being blind for 6 months. And it's just an experience that is incredible. And I just want to convey to everybody here that I am grateful for it as a guide dog user and also as a board member. And I can tell you from the board's perspective, we are very proud of the school. We all want to be a part of it and to do what we can, but we recognize and we are humbled by the school and the people who work here. And I just want to thank you again for coming out today and being a part of this great graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, Curt. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Kathy. At this point, I'd like to invite Crystal Davis up. She's She's going to be one of our graduate speakers here today.
Yep, got him. Good afternoon. I am Crystal Davis from Bowling Green, Kentucky, a November 2019 grad. I've been legally blind all my life. I came to this school thinking and knowing that they would make it better. I've been getting worse through the years. I felt it was time to get a CNI partner before I lose my sight fully. These 3 weeks in the class at Guiding Eyes for the Blind, it has been hard, but it has been great. It's been a great experience. But I can say from the whole class, we had a great time learning, training, and learning through everything here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. We do appreciate the chance, the time, the training for the rest of our journey in life. I can also say the trainers and staff gave us the support and the confidence to move forward. I also thank for our new partners. I will say thank you from the whole class, and thank you to the trainers, staff, puppy raisers, and all. Bless you all.
Thank you, Crystal. Tava? I'd like to introduce Tava Carter. Okay, I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. Okay.
Wow. Have you ever seen such a good-looking bunch of dogs and people in your life? Oh, it has been such a wonderful 3 weeks. I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa in 1975. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago that was chronologically. But I would like to first thank the staff at Duke Eye Center because they had an instrumental role in me being here today. And to my dear friend Rosemary Pace, it was her persistence and insistence that I go ahead and apply. She said, "You're getting to the point where you really need to have a dog in your life, a companion in your life." So thank you, Rosemary, and thank you all the staff and facility at Duke Eye Center. And to save the chagrin of omissions, I would like to thank everyone associated with Guiding Eyes in whatever role you hold with the institution, because this 3 weeks has been life-changing for all of us. I would also like to say how grateful the new students up here are to have had Curt, Leslie, and Ralph in our class. They, as returning students, were so interesting to converse with and to listen to their stories. And we could glean little tidbits of information that are going to help all of us as we begin our journey at home. And no matter how comfortable we may be here, we've had a pretty stringent regiment and routine the 3 weeks while we've been here. But some of us leave today by car, and that'll be our first independent ride in a vehicle with our new companion. The rest of us leave tomorrow either by the same way or by plane. Now, years ago, if you had told me I would be getting on a plane with an animal, I'd have told you were crazy because I couldn't fathom what it would be like. But I'll let you know, so stay tuned. I also would like to thank the other students. That would be Anne, Cindy, Crystal, Karen, and Jasmine for putting up with me and helping me to get through these 3 weeks. We have got a lot of memories to share from here on out. And I would also like to tell you that I've had people ask me, how do you do it? How do you manage day-to-day life being blind? And it is through my faith and the consolation I have that my Lord and Savior will never leave me nor forsake me. And one of my favorite scriptures to quote is from 2 Corinthians 5:7, which says, we walk by faith, not by sight. And I have walked by faith for a lot of years. I will continue to do that. And now I have an angel by my side. And truly, he is an angel. We all go through life having those major life events, those being births, deaths, marriages, graduations, job changes, etc. And you all know what I'm talking about. And right up there of importance for me was marriage and the birth of my 2 beautiful children and the help that they give me through life. But this experience and this dog is a major life event for me. As Curt and Crystal alluded to, it will give me the freedom to go, as Curt said, wherever I darn well please. So, yeah, I picked up from you, Curt. So in those major life moments, this being a big thing, I live in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and I don't know if some of you are probably familiar with the area. It's beautiful. We have a very quaint little historic home that used to be inhabited by Carl Sandburg, the poet, author, and he had such a wonderful way of using words to describe things. And this big event for me is, as he described, it's stupendous. It's super colossal. It's big, like Elephantine is big. So thank you, Carl Sandburg, for giving me some words. Sit. What? Oh, Quentin wants to say something. He said, y'all just think this harness is for working. It has an alternate purpose. It's to conceal his wings.
Great job, guys. Thank you so much to all of our class speakers. I always enjoy that part. Also, I would like to invite up Caitlin Landry. She's a regional manager in our puppy program.
I have the worst job. I have to follow that. But I guess I'll try. So on behalf of everyone at the Canine Development Center at Guiding Eyes for the Blind, I'd like to extend our sincere and heartfelt congratulations to everyone for the November graduating class. It's truly a privilege to be here today and to share this day with all of you. I'd like to take a moment to thank our team of over 1,400 dedicated volunteers, our generous donors, and our dedicated staff who make this entire journey possible. Every step of the way, from our brood-stud foster families, our early socializers, our home socializers, our home litter care volunteers, our puppy sitters, our regional coordinators, our kennel and administrative volunteers, both here and in Yorktown and Patterson, our tour leaders and ambassadors, our kennel staff, both here and in Patterson. It truly takes a village to raise a puppy. And finally, thank you to our puppy raisers who give the ultimate gift of raising a potential guide dog. I'd like to ask every person who volunteers for Guiding Eyes for the Blind that's here in this room today to please stand at this time. Thank you to each and every one of you. And now I'd like to present our puppy raisers with their certificates and photos. When I call your name, please have one member from the puppy raising family come up to accept your certificate and photo. All right, starting off first, the Russell family who raised Guiding Eyes Ben from the New Hampshire region. All right. Alexandra Mamone from the New Hampshire Raiser, also Raiser Ben. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Delta, Karen Hochschild from the Montgomery region. They could not be here with us today. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Destiny, the Cromwell Reed family from the Montgomery region. They could not be here with us today. Also for Destiny, the Birks family from the Montgomery region. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Harry, the Atland family from the southwestern Vermont region. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Haskell, the Flint family from the southern tier region. They could not be here with us today. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Marco, the Erickson family from the Westchester region. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Quentin, Lou Moseley from the Dutchess region. Also Raiser of Quentin, Robert Hart from the Dutchess region. He could not be here with us today. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Neil, Dan, and Amy Muller from the Capital region. Also Raiser of Guiding Eyes Neil, Tara, and Eric Schatz from the southwestern Vermont region. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Quincy, Christy Gayton from the Dominion region. Also Raiser of Guiding Eyes Quincy, the Bloomshield family from the Bay region. They could not be here with us today. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Beatrice, the Moore Coquino family from the Maine region. They could not be here with us today. Another Raiser of Guiding Eyes Beatrice, Leanne Leverone from the Maine region. She could not be here with us today. Raiser of Guiding Eyes Geoffrey, Gabriella Bonafiglio from the Eastern Connecticut region. She could not be here with us today. And last but certainly not least, Raiser of Guiding Eyes Geoffrey Rachel McQuay from the Eastern Connecticut region. She could also not be here with us today. All right. Now, remember, from small beginnings come great things. I'd like to introduce to you today future guide dogs Nettles and Nyla. Please spread the word for people who love dogs and want to become a part of our journey that Guiding Eyes is always looking for puppy raisers and has many volunteer opportunities available. Thank you, guys. Now, Nettles and Nyla are going to be available for photographs in the groom room at the end of graduation. If you go down, take a left and follow the hall all the way down to the groom room. I'm sure you will hear them shortly. Thank you, guys. Oh. Tom has stolen a puppy. Pockets will be checked at the exits on your way out. This is the point in the program in which we lose the whole crowd. I can't follow anything after this. But I will leave you with this quote: "The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched. They must be felt with the heart." Helen Keller. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'd like to just take a moment in the program, and first of all, I want to thank my team. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Dan, Amy, Kat, Megan, Mike, and Nick. It's been a pleasure to work with you these last few months. Let's do it again soon. To the class, you guys are just so... All right, so everybody comes from a wide variety of environments and lifestyles, and, everybody kind of put their lives on hold to come here for the time here and experience this, and they stepped away to make this journey. I know they knew they were getting a walking partner for that journey, but I don't know if they fully recognized that they were going to be gaining a community of support among themselves. And as they demonstrated, there is wonderful peer support when they come in here. But it's also to the greater graduate community. In our audience, we have Becky Davidson, Rebecca Cross, graduates of ours, and they're just a small portion of the folks that are constantly at the ready to offer advice, moral support, commiseration, because this is just the beginning of a really long journey. And a really long speech. And honestly, the same can be said for the instructors. You guys did put your lives on hold in the middle of buying a house, a bathroom renovation, adjusting to a new home environment, raising your children. And I just need you to know how much it is appreciated, and all the work that has been done this month by the students and by the instructors. It blows me away every time, and I'm eternally grateful because you make my job so joyful. I absolutely treasure all of you. So thank you so much for your hard work. And now, please join me in congratulating the graduating class of the November graduating class of 2019. Congratulations go out to Ralph and Destiny. Anne and Haskell. Leslie and Neil. Crystal and Harry. Curt and Quincy. To Tava and Quentin. To Jasmine and Ben. To Karen and Marco. And of course to Cindy and Delta. Congratulations, teams. You've done a wonderful job. And now I'd like to invite Rebecca Cross up to the podium for closing remarks. Okay, beautiful.
All right, good job. She could have said hi to all those other dogs, but she listened to me. Thank you, everybody. I got Butterfingers today. Thank you so much for coming out. As a graduate and member of Guiding Eyes, we can't express how grateful we are to you, from our donors to our puppy raisers, to our volunteers on every level, to our instructors, our kitchen staff, our back end people, everybody. You all came together to make this possible. To all of our graduates, congratulations. You are going to, this is just the beginning of a life of adventure, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be wonderful. And I am so excited to see what all of you guys do. It's a fantastic life. So immediately following graduation, we have cake and reception up at Rosie's Cafe. So you go out the alumni hall doors, you make a left. When you get to the big kind of lobby area, you make a right and go up the ramp. And it's a great place to mingle with each other, meet some of the graduates. There's a kennel tour 45 minutes approximately after graduation. So that if you want to take that tour and see some dogs in training and pet some dogs, that will be meeting up in the lobby, and I believe it's Megan who will be leading that. I'm sure you all are very excited to meet the graduates, but I just ask that you just let them take their harnesses off their dogs first, because it'll just make life easier for everybody. So thank you again for coming out. Thank you so much, and congratulations, everybody.